I'm going to admit that Aftershocks is a very personal book. Over the years, I've been asked dozens of times if I could write a book about grief, something to enlighten and comfort young readers who've maybe lost a sibling or a parent, often with absolutely no warning, no time to prepare. I'm always told that my forte as a writer is a sort of ruthless emotional honesty, and I'd never had the faintest idea how to approach this topic. Death has never really touched me, and so I never touched death. Then two things happened. One is that a child in my extended family died. I was emotionally involved, but strangely at one remove. It wasn't my loss, but that of those very close to me. It was so clear that people deal with grief in different ways and equally importantly, at different speeds. And this can lead to endless painful misunderstandings that can sometimes be permanent. Then by sheer chance, I came across an article in the London Review of Books about the period after the dreadful tsunami in Japan in 2011. And it's almost always the case with an author that you read or see or hear something and some gear just shifts in your brain and you think, oh, and now I know how to do it. All cultures deal with death in different ways. Here in the West, we don't tend to believe in ghosts, though we can feel ourselves haunted. We see the person we've lost in dreams. We see their back disappearing round a corner ahead of us in a crowd. Sometimes we hear their voice so clearly in our head, they might as well have spoken. We know so well what they were going to say. Some other cultures sweep these feelings into a sort of system. After the tsunami, locals talked of being haunted by figures of people they had lost who were dripping wet. The Mayan people talk of spirit attacks, or talked of them, appearances of restless souls who died in a traumatic way and had not yet managed to find peace. These worlds take time to settle in exactly the same way that my family took time to go through what we would call a period of mourning and get through the worst of it and begin to smile again. Unusually for me, this is an adventure story as well. A family mix-up means that Louis has to tag along with his father as he heads for a routine engineering job in the Endlands, which are the farthest flung, most isolated and neglected province of the Federation. And a massive earthquake followed by a devastating tsunami means the pair are caught up in this otherworldly manner in which the silent and strange Endlanders deal with the hinterlands of memory and loss. This raises ghosts for Louis, who has recently lost his own precious brother, and for his father, whose way of dealing with the loss of his son was so very different from that of Louis's mother. Some of you may know my obsession with the way society continually denies and denigrates the emotional breadth and depth of boys. Boys and men are intrinsically just as feeling as girls, even though for various reasons, often less prone or willing to show it. So I believe that novels, particularly ones like this, are vital in that they show even to those who might not be sharers themselves, that everyone, simply everyone, however silent they may be about it, has an interior feeling life. These last 2 years have brought not just sickness and death for many, but a generally dispiriting atmosphere of fear and dread. This is a coming of age story that I hope is a successful blend of strangely ghostly atmosphere with real insights into human behavior. There is a fair dollop of daring do on the part of my young protagonist, Louis, who at one point is in charge of a massive industrial digger. That took some researching, I can tell you. And I hope it is a gripping story that will leave my readers both more enlightened and with the usual robust hopes for the future, with which I always try to make a point of offering in my novels. Thank you.